Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I will presentate the material about the teaching material of curriculum and material design. So, the first is the teaching material. The definition of teaching material is the body of material that learners use in language activities. Language teaching is everything that can be used to facilitate language study, including a video, text, flashcard, game, websites, and print material. Tomlinson defines the teaching material as informative or inform learner about language. The target instructional helps learner in practicing language that is learned, giving experiences or giving learning experience, using language that is studied, encouraging learning how to use language, and explanatory help the learner find a language code of language. Then the teaching materials serve three purposes. The first is the teaching material is a guide to a teacher that will direct all his activities in the learning process as well as the competent substance that should be taught to learners. And the second is the teaching material is a guide to a learner that will direct all his activities in the learning process. And one is a competent substance that should be taught or overcome or learned. And the third is teaching materials become the learning result or achievement evaluation tool. And the teaching material have the functions. There are four. The first is as a tool to support the effectiveness of learning in the classroom. The second is to improve the quality of the process and the class interaction. And the third is a development of activities in the learning process. And the last is as a source of language input. There are 8 components that have to be included in the teaching materials. And there are study instruction for teachers and students, competence would be achieved, support information, content of learning material, exercise, work instruction could be a worksheet, evaluation, response or feedback to the evaluation. Based on the technologies used in the materials, can be grouped into 4 categories of teaching materials. There are print material, the language of hear, visual input, multimedia interactive teaching material, and the web-based teaching material. In general, they may be grouped into the printing and the non-printing material. The printed teaching material is a number of material used in the paper that can serve for learning or information delivery. And the non-printed teaching material is the one featured in a video recording, slide, or pictures. The non-printed teaching material has an age as it appears on the following table. So, the first type is the overhead transparencies or OHT material. The advantage is the display in the projector can be directly controlled by teacher, and it just needs a little low-cost preparation for the big class, but his flaw was that he needs special tools for his operation and the projector are relatively large and heavy. Then the second type is the audio. It's prepared with regular tape. It can be applied almost to any type of matter. The fives that compact use are easy to carry and easy to operate, and flexibility and adaptability in one's own or related to other material, and is easy to shed and cheap. but there is an excessive tendency on use, and the flow of information is presented are fixed, so it cannot be manipulated. The third type is video. The advantage is helpful to illustrate links and impact on the topic under discussion. It can rewind, it can combine other techniques such as animation, it can be combined between a still image and movement, but the production was costly and incompatible with multiple video formats. Then the next is the slide. The advantages are the colors and the subjects are genuine and easily revised and renewed, can combine with audio, can be used for groups or individual, and but it would require special equipment to operate it, and sequels can become compromised if operated individually. And the fifth type is computer-based material. The advantages is interactive with learners and can control other media hardware, but requires a computer and a programmer's knowledge and requires specialized hardware for development and use. So the superiority of the printed material is a model is made up of various written material for independent study. The printed material are various printing material that give information to learner. And the third is made up of a full note or only a schematic picture of on a summary. And the last is the student worksheet included in the case sheet and the longest of twins briefing on the project and work seminar more standard medium than the non-print or digitally stored or recording material. The study model in the printing material class, such as books, can be impractical. Therefore, the printing material needs to be helped with the non-print material. The non-printing material has both an advantage and a lack of it. So, there are 4 teaching material in college. The first is book of teaching, the second is textbook of reference book, and the third is dictation book, and the fourth is modules. A typical type of teaching material used in college include a news textbooks and a module. Other teaching material are certainly varied, but this section considers only the 4 ingredients immediately as an introduction. The first is the textbook characteristic. It is trying to arouse interest of reading, designed and written for college students. So, those are the material about this section. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.